right.
There you go. See, I'm looking at you. I think it's the smile. I think it's the eyes. I tell you, if I had my swooped hair on, we'd be looking like twins. And auntie and the niece, that part.
Yes, I agree with you. I definitely feel like there's some type of family kinship, something going on right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. How you doing? I know you're shooting something now.
Oh, I'm good. I'm in Atlanta. I'm at home today. We've been filming for another show for Bravo. You know, they don't let you officially announce anything until they've started. So I can just say I'm doing something for Bravo. And yeah, we're about to wrap up soon. So it's been really good.
You are one of the few people that reality shows has been a great thing for. I mean, you have come through reality TV whole. You know, when we look at you on this, no, seriously, when we look at you on the screen, we believe you have a sane mind. We believe that you are happy. We root for you. We want you to be successful. And that doesn't happen a lot in reality TV at all.
Yeah, you know, it's I think reality TV is like a double-edged sword, right? I think it's kind of great because, you know, it's cool for your brands. You're able to put a lot of things out there for the world to see, but then sometimes it's scary to put things out there for the world to see. Mm-hmm. Now, when somebody is filming you over the course of 5 months or however long we take, of course they're going to get some craziness throughout there. If somebody had a camera on you every day, you know, there are moments in the day that, you know, you may not be your best self, right. But those are the moments they're going to always choose to show, you know?
We always say that, and then I say to myself, see, I have a camera on me every day, but I have lines. So I script every day, but you don't have that option, and it's easy when you have a microphone on you to forget that the microphone is there.
Exactly. I don't think people understand it because they're thinking like, you knew that the microphone was there. You knew that the camera was there. And it's just like after a while you get comfortable and you forget.
Yeah, you do. And then you start to just be yourself. And then you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have say that. You know, every time I'm on set, because we're always mic'd as well. And then you go from your scene to real life. And it's like, oh my God. I got to, you know, you're always covering your chest because it's like, oh, I didn't want them to hear that. Listen, I have dropped a microphone or two in a toilet. So you yeah, you forget it's there. So right. There goes the receiver. But anyway, girl, you and I are producers together on some theater.
Yes. That is such... I don't know. To me, that is such an amazing thing, such a big deal. Obviously, I look up to you for years. I've seen you do your thing, and it's just, you know, it's wonderful to be able to be partners on something like this. You know, being Black women, bringing some of this spice that we have to, you know, production side of a show that is so amazing. And you know, I'm just happy. I'm happy to be part of it.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, because what made you say yes to the whole idea of producing a Broadway play, not a musical, a play?
Right. Well, it was a couple of things. I knew that I wanted to come back to Broadway in some way. You know, I was on stage in Chicago on Broadway 3 years ago, I believe. I was you know, and that was great. But I feel like you haven't really done Broadway until you've done it twice. No, seriously. So I had told my agent, like, I really want to do something. Like, I didn't know what. I knew I wanted to come back. But then he brought this opportunity of being a producer. Now, me, I obviously, well, in music, I've been in front and I've been behind the scenes. And I love both. You know, I love both. With television, I've been behind the scenes, and in front, and I love both just as much, you know, just as equally. And so with this theater piece, I am just as excited about being behind the scenes, making sure everything is on point, doing what we need to do to market, promote it, learning the business side of, you know, Broadway show is very exciting for me. It's very exciting for me. And so when I found out about the show, really, I had found out about it a couple of years ago, actually 3 years ago, when I was in New York doing Chicago. Brian Moreland, who was also, one of our main lead producers on this, he reached out to try to get me to come see it before. So I was aware of the show. Then I was trying to make my way to come see it. At that time, I didn't get a chance to. But it come back around this past year or whatever. My agent, Nick, had been in touch with Brian, and he was like, you know what? It's an opportunity for you to come on board as a producer of the show. Would you like to be a part? And it's historic. Now, I don't know, we don't know each other well yet, but for me, I love being a part of the first. Yeah. Do this or the first to do that. Opening doors for our community as a whole. You know what I mean? As a woman and as a Black woman, that's important. You know what I mean? Because it has to happen. We have to have representation. We have to, like I'm always preaching to people, like it's important for us to be on the business side of these things so we can help make real change. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So, this show to me is amazing. First of all, the piece is amazing. Keenan, the writer, Keenan Scott the third, he wrote an amazing piece. Okay, such a sweetheart, such a good, solid man. Yes, he wrote an amazing piece. The show is amazing, but it's the first time ever you got 7 Black amazing men starring on Broadway. So that's the first. The first have an all Black. A Black writer, Black director, Black all producing team. That's the first time this has ever happened in the history of Broadway. So for me, it was important, and I want to see it be as successful as it can be. Oh, for everybody who's listening, Kandi and I are talking about the play Thoughts of a Colored Man, written by Keenan Scott II. The show is previewed. It is the second, right? It is the second, but our director, Steve Broadnex, he's the third. So I get them confused. One is the second and one is the third. I'm sorry. There you go. But the show is in previews now, and it's opening on October 13th. We want to encourage you to buy your tickets and support this play. Now, when Kandi says that we have a cast of 7 amazing Black men. Okay, Tristan Wilde, Kandi. Tristan is like my godson. We like to call him Mac Wiles. Go ahead. Okay, Mac Wiles, but I call him Tristan. But Wiles, I am just so proud of him and what he's been able to do coming to the Broadway stage. It's one thing to do a lot of TV, and a lot of people love Tristan Mack from The Wire and all of the other things that he's done on TV. But to now translate to the stage, I'm very proud of him. Then somebody else in the cast. I know a couple people, but girl, I have to say much love to my boy Luke James. There you go. Are on The Shy together. We both play The Shy. And so, it's so dope. Like, it's so funny because we were still filming The Shy, I guess, up until June of this year. And I already knew he was, going to be in the show, but he didn't know that I was going to be one of the producers. So I had not told him because, the rest of the team wanted to basically let the cast know before I let them know. So I didn't want to say anything. So it was so funny. We both had to leave tape filming for The Shy from Chicago to come to New York for their first photo shoot together that they did this past summer, that the cast did together for, what was it, Vogue magazine? Vogue. It was beautiful too. I loved it. Yeah, so I showed up and he's looking at me like, what you doing here? I was like, yeah, about that. I'm also a part of this. So it was really cool to, be working with him, on both projects, Yeah. Yeah. It's so amazing because
I say to myself, oh my gosh, I'm not able to be there in New York because I'm here in California.
Oh, you haven't yet?
Yeah, I'm shooting the series Abbott Elementary. So we've been working the whole time while you all are, well, you're in Atlanta working, I'm in LA working, and the guys are on Broadway working. And I felt so bad that I couldn't get there. And then I just said, you know what? You'll have to get there when you get there. Mm-hmm. So everybody who's watching, you can be there anytime between now and March. But we would love for you to get your tickets now. We want you to come to Broadway. We want you to feel invited to come and see this show, Thoughts of a Colored Man, where if you've ever heard of For Colored Girls When the Rainbow Was Not Enough, it's sort of like that except for black men. It makes a great date. I would say if you buy tickets, take your man, your husband, your soon-to-be husband, somebody who you would want to be just your good friend, take them to come see this show. There's a character in there for everybody. Don't you think, Kandi?
Yeah, for sure. The show is lit. So I've already been a couple times already since we started previews.
Get that in. She said that in.
I love the show. So, okay. So the preview started on October 1st. And I was there that weekend or whatever. Let me say, it is a play. So it's not necessarily a musical, but Luke is singing a couple of times throughout the show. And when I tell you he has the voice of an angel, okay. But the show is basically, it's really showing you 7 men from different walks of life, and they're representing different emotions. So you have, one that represents love, one that represents lust, one represents passion, one represents wisdom, one represents happiness, one represents depression. So it's like all different, points of view and walks of life, and they come together in this barbershop, and they're, it's how they interact with each other.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool thing because for so long, black men has been shown in one light as far as the press, and a lot of negativity has been shown, whatever. But you get to see that, we're not one note. There's so many different levels, of how we think, how we roll, and everything. And so I guess from a black male perspective, you get to see that. And it's really, really amazing. The guys, they're going to have you, 1 minute you may cry, 1 minute you may, you'll be laughing. I know Todd went with me, my husband, and he was just like, he definitely related to a couple different things in the show. And even watching the show, it was certain things. I mean, I know it's 7 black men, but as a woman, it's certain things about the story, period, you still relate to what they're talking about, Right. And I know with certain things that I was like, with my daughter, some of the things that she does that I was like, this reminds me of her, you know what I mean, her personality. So it's just so many different levels. And I think everybody just needs to check it out. You know what I mean? You just have to check it out for yourself. You will not be disappointed. The show is amazing.
It's a wonderful show. It is so well written. And like you said, it's just got such great heart. And it is wonderful to see black men lifted up, to see black men portrayed as human beings, as any other man out there that has his thoughts, his doubts, his loves, his whatever his misgivings might be, but to be able to share it on the stage like this is wonderful. For everybody that is watching, Kandi and I are 2 of the producers of Thoughts of a Colored Man on Broadway right now. We're doing this today because we want more of you to know about the play, know that the play is there for you. Buy your tickets and come and see the show. The opening night is October the 13th, but that doesn't mean that you can't get tickets before. In fact, secret, tickets are a little bit cheaper when you buy them before opening night. Well, it's true. And I don't think it was going to be too much different now than October 14th. What do you think?
I really don't. You know more about the theater than even I do. So, I mean, if she tells you they're cheaper when you buy them before the opening night, then that means that she knows is right. Okay, whatever she said is right. Now, the thing is, some people don't understand what it means with opening night. Okay, so right now it's already started. The show has already started. It started October 1st. You can go see the show now. The only day the show doesn't play is on Mondays. Okay. So any day of the week you can come on through and you can see one of us hanging out. I always tell people, come hang out with me. I will definitely be there on the 13th. And I know a few of my friends that are coming throughout. And I also, I'll be planning to come a couple times, in between. But I'm also going to come on the 31st as well. On Halloween, I'm going to come too.
I will see you there on Halloween. I'm coming on Halloween.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Well, you did.
I will see you then.
I just like going. I like seeing the people that see their reactions and, when they leave the show, what they thought about it. So I just continuously keep going back and forth up there. But the show is absolutely amazing.
It really.
Yeah. Da Vinci. We already talked about Mac Wiles. We talked about Luke James. Da Vinci, who's also starring in BMF right now. It airs on Sundays on Stars. He's also in the show.
Yes.
My boy, Brian Terrell Clark, he is hilarious. He's also from the show Hamilton. So if you ever saw Hamilton, you probably have seen him. But you'll see him also in the show. Forrest. But I can't, off the top of the head, I don't want to forget anybody. But yeah, everybody is absolutely amazing in the show. And you definitely see it.
You all, I want you to know that this is very special because there's Kandi producing, there's me producing. Now one is missing, and that's Samira.
Yes.
A lot of you know Samira. And I just want you to know that 40 years ago, I made my Broadway debut, Kandi, in Dreamgirls on Broadway at the Imperial Theater. And so now to return to Broadway as a producer with the two of you, I said, see that, how time is? I got my Dreamgirls with me. We have 3 Dreamgirl producers on Broadway, and I am so proud and happy that we're able to do this together on something that is so positive. I'm very thankful that Brian Moreland thought enough to put the 3 of us together to promote this show, to be producers of this show, to be able to be the foundation to uplift some good Black men in the theater on the Broadway stage. And I'm proud of you, Kandi Burris, girl entrepreneur, doing all of that, writing songs and carrying on. Yes, girl, we love you, honey, and we're glad you're keeping it sane, right, tight, and together for all the housewives to see that you can come out of this with some sanity.
Let me say this. You are also on my favorite show as well.
Which one?
Oh my God! Why is my mind going right about the witches and the
Oh my God!
Them big soldiers. What's the name? Huh?
Was it Sabrina?
No. When you play the president of the.
Oh, you like Motherland?
Yes, Motherland. That is my show.
Girl, Motherland Fort Salem. That is a good show. We're coming back for a 3rd season. So as soon as I wrap Abbott Elementary, I fly to Vancouver to start on that show. So it's something special. Well, wait till I tell them that you like Motherland Fort Salem.
I love Motherland. Now, initially, Demetria, I'm cool. We're cool. She's been on Housewives before, but not just from there. We also did a song together before and stuff like that. Demetria is super talented. So when I first watched, I love, sci-fi and different stuff like that anyway. But I initially first watched when, I knew she was on there, but I got hooked, girl. I am hooked.
It's good like that. It's good like that. And it's written by Elliot Lawrence. He wrote and created and produced Claws. Oh. So, yeah, can you imagine to go from Claws to Motherland, Fort Salem. It's like, wow, what the things that must be in his head. He's quite amazing. But anyway, I know you have got to go. You've got the family. You've got all that other stuff to go on. Girl, I got out of work today early. I was so happy. I didn't know what to do. I woke, like you, we wake up at 4:00 in the morning. People don't understand. They think that we're just like, they think it's like, I woke up like this. No, I did not wake up like this. It was 4:00 in the morning. You wake up, you do what you need to do. You get to the studio, hair, makeup, memorize more lines, get in front of the camera, do the scene after the scene after the scene, and then you go home. But I'm sure you do the same thing with reality. We work usually a solid 12 hours.
It's a difference. With reality, we don't have scripts. We don't have to remember lines or anything like that. It's just, they'll be like, okay, we're going to come by your house and film you with your family or whatever. And they may be here like 2 hours, 3 hours, depends on what it is. But it's not an all-day thing in one house. Now, if we have the cast trips, obviously, we're together the whole time. So they're filming, the whole time. But not when we're at home. It's like, they may get me for a little while here. Then, if I go meet up with one of the girls, they can get that for, a couple hours or whatever. But, yeah, it's different. It's way different than scripted television. Way different.
Well, girl, I have to tell you, you are making the best of it, and you're not letting us down, and I appreciate that. I love producing with you. Anything you want to share with everybody before we leave today?
Well, my favorite thing is that I like to tell people about now is just Thoughts of a Colored Man. So I want to share with everybody. Please get your tickets. It is going all of this month, the next month, and the month after that. So don't think that you can't get you can get your tickets right now at thoughtsofacoloredman.com.
You heard what she said. thoughtsofacoloredman.com. Both she and I are producers on the show, and we're doing this today because we want you to know about it. We want to see you in those seats on Broadway. So if you're in the tri-state area, or you just want to go see a great show, or you want to see both she and I together on Halloween, because that's when we will be there together, come on, buy your tickets and be right there with us to enjoy and experience Thoughts of a Colored Man. Thank you, Kandi.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Girl, I never know how to leave.
I know, right? How do we hang up?
Oh, my God. How do we hang up? There we go.